Well, them say what goes up must come down, and what goes around comes right back around. Welcome back to SouFLoTV again, everybody. It is your host with the most. Let's get right into this one. Hit that subscribe button, please, and stay in tuned. Hit the bell next to the subscribe button so you are notified every time a new video goes up on this channel and every time we do an update to a story that we have covered, because we follow our stories all the way through, my friend, to the end. This is another installment of the Beachy Stout situation. As you know, Beachy Stout is currently on trial in Jamaica for the murder of one of his wives. He has been accused of murdering two wives, but right now he's on trial for the murder of the younger, latest wife, the latest test model. The other one, he will have to face trial in 2024 for. Now, as you know, if you've been following, something called a voir dire was implemented into this trial, which paused the trial for a while publicly. That means things were going on behind the scenes. In a nutshell and in layman terms, what that is they were trying to decide between prosecution and defense if a certain evidence was eligible to make it into trial as evidence. Now, in the United States of America, they have preliminary trials and hearings before the actual trial starts. And it's in this process where evidence is looked at from both parties, and a judge is like a trial within a trial. And the judge will say, nah, that right there cannot go into evidence because they seized that piece of evidence illegally without a search warrant. Throw that out. The next piece of evidence, that is good. That can go in. You get the point? Okay. This voir dire in Beachy Stout's trial was about phone conversations on a phone that was seized. Yes, I've said it all along that there is nothing right now so far concretely tying Beachy Stout to the murder of Tanya, his latest wife. However, the smoking gun could be in this cell phone. Lo and behold, here we are. Here's the updated information by Raquel Porter from JA Radio News Online. The way is now clear for the secretly recorded conversations between contracted killer Delvalin Minot and the Portland businessman Everton Beachy Stout Mcdonald to be played in the home circuit court. The way is now clear, which means we will be getting excerpts of these conversations. We will be hearing the conversation between Beachy and his alleged contract killer. Man, Minot already in prison, He's already been sentenced and plead guilty and he's doing his time. He was the one who said a whole heap of conversations upon the phone there, and those will be his proof. Minot has not been such a strong defendant, not a defendant, I should say such a strong, because him switch sides and he work out a deal with the prosecution. So what you would have called that now? He has not been so strong on the stand in giving pertinent information that would seal up the case. He is supposed to be the star witness of the prosecution, but the attorneys have had him breaking down on the stand to the point where the man has stammer and start call down Jesus off of the cross. Come save me now, Lord. Him say, I can't take this no more. That's what he said in court, right? Because the pressure reach him, because Beachy has 5 attorneys, and he called the man money long, and the attorneys, they're doing their job to get their client off. Pressure. So you know how some people take an exam but you're not too good at taking tests. So you're smart in class, you get good grades, but when it comes testing time, I don't know, nerves get the better of you or something like that. So you end up doing bad always on exams and in tests. That's kind of like the situation with Delvalin Minot as he tries to explain and give evidence against Beachy. He cracks under pressure. The saving grace will be that phone, because he won't have to explain too much when we listen to the phone conversations. They will speak for themselves. I remember somebody called us when this all just happened, and him say, him done. Y'all go back and listen to my older videos covering this. Him done, SouFLo, him done. He's speaking of Beachy. He said there was too much evidence against him for him to ever get out. We will see. Mr. McDonald and his co-accused Oscar Barnes, they are on trial for the July 2020 murder of Mr. McDonald's second wife, Tanya. Now, earlier in the trial, Minot, who is currently serving his 19 years sentence behind bars, because that's all he got was 19 years for his testimony against the two. He said the promise was for $3 million to kill Tanya. But he said he subcontracted Barnes to carry out the killing because him just couldn't do it. Barnes recently took the stand, and Barnes' testimony pretty much lines up with what Minot said. I don't know if these people too bright and they didn't know how to switch the story up, but this is information that Barnes had allegedly given to the police in Jamaica before, and it's called a caution statement. Your caution statement is given ahead of your trial years. So when you go back now and read the caution statement, today you might be saying, Ross, I shouldn't have said all that. But guess what? It is too late. You already did, and it was already taken into evidence. Now you can get on the stand and say, I never said that. Them police here are make up stuff. That will be a whole nother story to fight out in court, right? Now, prior to Friday's adjournment, the cell phone that Minot said that he used to record the conversations was tendered into evidence. It's official. It's in. This is what they're going to be playing in court next. But before the cell phone was tendered into evidence, the lead investigator, which is a detective sergeant, he recalled procedures that were leading up to the unlocking of the device. Earlier this week, another investigator told the court that he seized Minot's cell phone on the morning of arresting Minot in Ranch Hill, Portland. Continuing where he left off on Thursday, the detective sergeant also said that he took the cell phone to Port Royal Police Station where Minot was being housed. He said that Minot was the one that unlocked the cell phone using his thumbprint to unlock it, willingly giving them access to all the information that was on the phone. Now, soon after, the senior cop entered a code into the phone, and that code allowed him to access and retrieve the EMEI numbers, which were read out in court. Metadata information, right? Now, I say all that to say this. This is a very necessary part of the case because, yes, they want to know that, it wasn't concocted and put together after the facts and all this. They went about the right channel, getting the proper information that was needed. So this information very much is clear cut and can be used as evidence in a court of law. It's not tarnished evidence. It's not like Vibes Cartel case where the phone was taken out of the evidence room. Police carried the phone, gone home with him, used the phone for his own personal purposes, could have done anything to the phone, to include entered some code into the SIM device to trip up information in it and then put it back in the courtroom. Had it been that case, this voir dire would have proven that this phone and the information on it would probably not be acceptable in the Beachy Stout trial. Since nothing like that happened and all the methods were in place for how they got the information, then that simply means the coast is clear and we are going to be hearing these 120 conversations. I can't wait to hear what the hell they were talking about. Meanwhile, a forensic report in relation to 2 glass bottles containing an unknown substance that were seized at Mr. McDonald's business place was also tendered and admitted into evidence. Backside. Yo, listen, if you've been paying attention, listen, first of all, if you're not tuning into SouFLoTV live in the mornings, you are missed out on a whole lot because we covered this. So big up to my Morning Thoughts audience for being there. Now, let's get some people up to speed. I spoke specifically about these rotted glass bottles. Remember, I know the man said, Beachy tell him, say, go get some acid. He gave him the money to go buy some acid, and he wanted him to use the acid to burn up Tanya, disfigure her face. She's a pretty woman, and he want to fuck up her face. See? Pardon my language. But he also wanted to fuck up the face of the police officer that he had trailed her and found out she was having an affair with as well. So his goal was to mess up both of them face and then have both of them be together because they are 2 disfigured people. Kind of twisted, right? Like a Netflix movie series kind of something. Love and hate soap opera. Anyhow, I said, that's just an accusation. Because the judge said, so where is the lawyer asked him, so where is the acid? Where's the bottle with the acid? He described it as a glass bottle that had a certain color top on it. And he said he handed it over to the police. I said, the only way that accusation can be considered as something real is if they can actually produce those glass bottles containing the acid. Well, guess what? The glass bottles containing the acid or the unknown substance were now tendered into and admitted into evidence. So that, along with the cell phone open with the 120 conversations on it, things are heating up. On Thursday, the lead investigator detailed how he, along with his colleagues, searched Mr. McDonald's business place on October 1st of 2020, and during the search, the senior lawman found the glass bottles containing the unknown substance and seized it, along with 2 computers and 3 hard drives. Those items were transported to MID headquarters in Kingston from Portland. Earlier in the trial, one of the prosecution's witnesses testified that 4 months before Tanya was killed, Mr. McDonald hired him to douse her with a corrosive substance called the acid. And now it's in court. Now, what they would need to do now is hopefully they had tested the substance that's in these bottles. And if it comes back that it is acid in the bottles, then boom, that part is sealed and done with, because the man said he actually went and bought the acid, right? And he said that Beachy tested the acid, a little tip of it upon himself when he brought the product back to him, and it burned him. And when it burned him say, yes, make up him face like, yes, I ate this, right? So them can't show up a court with a bottle. We have water in it because they already testified that he tested it when the product came. So everything has to line up. And if it does line up, then dog nyam him supper. Earlier in the trial, one of the prosecutor's witnesses testified that 4 months before Tanya passed, Beachy said, no, sir. Remember, she was in the beauty salon. She was sitting under the dryer. And he told him, do it right now. Walk past him and signal him. See her there? Do it right now. The man say him walk past her. And when him look upon her, him see how pretty her face was. And him said, Jano, she too pretty. Me can't do it. And so in other words, if she was an ugly girl, then in his eyes, he would have left her alone. I mean, he would have doused her with the acid. Oh, she ugly already, burn her up. She not gonna miss nothing. But because she was so pretty, him just couldn't do it. And, you know, he left there and run straight to him. A policeman that he knew gave the policeman all the information he could, and so on and so forth. The man testified that he couldn't do the job. Same change in mind. Couldn't harm her. She did just too beautiful. The witness said he sent the businessman for the bottle with the corrosive substance, and then he sneakily left the area. Hide out. Lose contact with Beachy. Because him start talk to police. Anyhow, that's the update. And we will stay tuned for more. Boy, this is heating up. Leave your comments in the comment section below. And I'll catch y'all on the next video. SouFLoTV. Hit that subscribe button. It don't cost you a thing. I'm out. Peace.